Beamng, the ultimate car simulator or the ultimate car destroyer. This game doesn't just test your driving skills, it tests your survival instincts. From gravity-defying jumps to rock crawls that can feel like torture. Beamng throws challenges at you that make your car wish it could call in sick. Molten here, and today we are diving into the deadliest challenges this game has to offer. The ones that laugh at your confidence, crush your best vehicles, and leave you wondering why you ever thought this was a good idea in the first place. Let's see if you have got what it takes to survive Beamng's most brutal gauntlets. Let's start with one of the main reasons Beamng is so challenging. Physics. It feels much harder to predict how wheels, shafts and whole car will feel, especially during jumps, falls and crashes. But which maps are hit the hardest by this unforgiving system? Let's start small and work our way to the most ridiculous one. Camper Mishap is a pretty unique and fun challenge. Take a trailer and move it to a different location. What could be simpler, right? Well, as with any Beamng challenge, the road itself, or what passes for a road, is the real problem. This bumpy dirt trail will have you bouncing all over the place. But that's not the worst part. You also have to stay on the path, because those bushes, they'll destroy you. I actually made a whole video on these deadly bushes. Make sure to check it out. There is another big issue with this challenge. Weight. To succeed fast, you'll need to use the bumps to your advantage and shed every ounce of extra weight from that trailer. Physics is your best friend here. Well, physics and a bit of luck. With a few small jumps, you'll lose everything on the trailer. Except the toilet. The most important part, of course. But that was just a warm-up. Let's crank things up in the physics madness department. Who doesn't love a good dirt rally? Off-road circuit at West Coast delivers everything you'd want from a short and exciting rally map. Tight turns, endless bumps and plenty of dirt. So where does the physics chaos come in? Well, since this is a time trial, you can bring overpowered vehicles like a fully tuned FCV Vivace. And let me tell you, this car doesn't pull any punches. A bad landing on even a small jump can cost you a wheel, a drive shaft, or both. But to score big, you need to actually fly. Jump over every sign and get the best speed. That sounds like fun, isn't it? Now it's time to stop playing around. Get Down is next on the menu. This track is the epitome of Beamng physics. It's a map so brutal that it took Haiku over 35,000 attempts to conquer it. Why? Because the challenge is very simple on paper. Get down from a massive hill and stay in one piece. But that's where real issue rises. RNG. If the first two maps were kinda RNG, this one is pure RNG chaos. You can control where you launch off the hill, but landing safely? That's completely up to game to decide. Broken wheels, snapped drive shafts and mangled cars are all part of the experience. But you should always remember, if you do score a great time here and post it on speedrun.com, you'll probably hold the world record for a long time. The real question is, do you have determination and stamina to defeat this beast? RNG is fun and all, but Beamng is still a hardcore simulator, and some people love it because of that difficulty. Even the devs know this. They have created some of the most skill-based challenges in the game, and they want you to try and conquer them. Mudslide Gladiator is one of the most challenging and uniquely designed off-road maps in the game. You will face mud, water, rocks and some very tight spaces. One wrong move and this 5-minute track is a lost cause. Positioning on this narrow road is key, but with uneven ground and the twisting trail, that's easier said than done. And to make it even harder, you practically need to memorize the entire track to set up perfectly before hitting the small puddles scattered everywhere. There are so many that it's a must if you want to go fast. This is in part why speedrunners don't really like this challenge. That and the fact that there are no skips. Yep, this 5-minute track has zero shortcuts. So if you think you're great at handling mud, this might be the ultimate skill test for you. Not everyone enjoys battling through mud and water on off-road tracks, so let's head to sunnier places. Utah and Johnson Valley. Crawls in these areas are the perfect test of skill. Even if you are going slow, you can still fail. RNG plays a role, sure, but it's your choices that determine how the car tackles those steep hills. And unlike Get Down, you can actually influence the outcome here. A 1 km speed difference on a downhill or uphill section could be the difference between a clean run or a broken axle. Around the bend, dried up river and bootlegger's revenge are just a few examples of what to expect. Every crawl will have you questioning yourself. Should I slow down? Can I push the throttle here? Should I just quit and play something else? All valid questions. But once you gain enough experience, you'll start to understand how your suspension handles rocks, both small and large. You will learn how to avoid flipping over and how to push yourself further every time. Eventually, you will perform flawlessly on these hard, unique crawl maps. Skill always determines the outcome. But what if you are a speedrunner? Skips are a way of life, and sometimes they are a greater test of skill than the map itself. Take map 4 from the campaign Senseless Destruction, home to one of the oldest and most fascinating shortcuts in Beamng history. The goal here is simple: drop 2 vehicles off a cliff, and when the one you are driving comes to a stop, the timer ends. Drive normally, hit the car for maximum chaos, and you'll see a time of around 30-40 seconds. But speedrunners? Oh, those mad lads shaved that down to a mind-boggling 10 seconds flat. How? This rock. That's it. With just enough speed and precision, you hit the car, drop down fast and wedge yourself perfectly between the cliff and the rock to stop instantly. Surprisingly, it's almost deterministic. If you know the setup, you will eventually get it. It's a skip that is equal parts hilarious and brilliant. While campaigns are great for minor skips, time trials take the crown for the most jaw-dropping ones, especially those cursed track editor maps. Enter Quarterway Enduro, a brutal endurance map with massive difficulty spikes, stamina draining sections, and yes, one of the hardest skips to execute. To make it worse, you probably will be using pre-built cars, and those, well, let's just say, not built for hard hits. Here you must navigate different road types, hit checkpoints and conquer the tight squeeze. But the skip? Oh, it's wild. Right at the start, you yeet yourself off the track and pray you land in one piece. It's risky, but once you master it, you will land almost every time. Now, for the ultimate skill test in Beamng, the cafe supplies scenario. On the surface, it's a slow, meditative delivery challenge with nothing exciting to offer. Just a 6-minute drive uphill. But, of course, speedrunners couldn't resist, and they found 3 entirely different ways to break it. The problem? Wait. Without it, this track can be completed in under 4 minutes. The solution? Lose your cargo as fast as possible. The easiest skip involves hitting this pole. It has no collision in the middle. A quick tap and you are free to zoom to the finish. But that skip comes late in the track, and slowing the car down isn't ideal. So what's next? A much harder skip pretty close to the start. With precise positioning, you can drop the cargo early with just a tiny nudge. It's trickier but saves more time. But even that wasn't enough for speedrunners. With the right amount of force, when connecting with cargo, you can knock it down, and then any wide enough turn will help you drop all the supplies right at the start. It's insanely hard, but incredibly rewarding, saving precious seconds and giving you the push needed to break the sub 4-minute barrier. All of these challenges don't just test your driving skills, they push you to the edge of what's possible, whether it's defying gravity, battling physics, or enduring brutal terrain. Beamng's deadliest challenges aren't for the faint of heart, but that's what makes them so rewarding. Only the boldest drivers will survive. So, are you ready to face them? Or will they claim another victim? If you enjoyed this breakdown of Beamng's most grueling trials, hit that like button and subscribe for more. there is always a tougher challenge around the corner, and I will be here to guide you through it. Good luck, you'll need it.